welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Stella Live, and in today's video I have a DIY for you. It is actually like I guess you could say it's like a Target dupe from their skull light, their ghost light, and their bat light that they have. I really wanted one of those lights, and I seen them in the store, and the next time I went, they were all gone. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own. So that's what I did. I'm really excited. It's one of my favorite DIYs. This DIY, and then I have a bonus DIY at the end of the video. It's very, very simple. So stay tuned to the end to see what it is. And then my Witch Cauldron DIY that I uploaded when I first started my channel, that is another one of my favorites. So if you haven't seen that, I will link that down below. I totally just slobbered on my face. Gross. Anyways, let's get into the DIY. To start off this DIY, we are going to be taking two of these Frankenstein heads that I got from the Dollar Tree Halloween section, and we are going to be painting them black. Now, I did paint both sides of each face black. However, this is completely optional. You really only need to paint one side of each head black. Just make sure it's the same side. So when you line them up with each other, they are facing the same way, if that makes any sense at all. Those are the two sides that you are going to want to paint black. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm painting them black and adding extra steps for myself, because that's what I do. Then I'm taking these crafter squares, and you really only need one package. This DIY was a little bit hard for me to execute, I guess. This was actually my second attempt at making this, and yeah, we'll get into why you only need one package later, but I am painting four sides of the crafter squares, and I'm painting them black, and then I am not painting the tops of them, the rough sides, because you're not going to see that part. So I skipped out on painting that part, so at least I didn't make more work for myself there. I did do it on the first one, and then I kind of realized I didn't need to, so I didn't for the rest of them. And then here I am taking a green Dollar Tree tablecloth that I got from their party section, and I actually doubled this over. If it was just one layer, it would be too thin and it wouldn't be as green when you turn the light on. So this is double overed. This is, yes, it's what I just said. And then I'm taking my hot glue gun, and oh my gosh, you guys. So I knew that I ran out of hot glue, and I had gone to the Dollar Tree like a week or so ago, knowing I was going to attempt making this again, and I got the wrong size glue sticks. And so I ran out of hot glue, and I was like, you know what, it's fine, I'll just tape it. And then I realized, oh crap, I still need hot glue anyways, so I still had to go to the Dollar Tree. Well, not the Dollar Tree, I ended up going to Walmart. Because for some reason Dollar Tree isn't selling the small mini glue sticks. Anyways, I ended up taping the tablecloth onto the head. However, I would have used hot glue had I known that I was still going to have to run into town and get hot glue sticks. But yeah, that's what I would have done with the tablecloth, just to ensure that the tape doesn't fall off later on. As you can see here, that's what I'm doing with the tape. Okay, so here is where I'm taking the Frankenstein heads and make sure they are facing the same way, because that is important. So then I'm taking this light from the Dollar Tree, and I am putting it in the center of Frankenstein's eyes. And again, this is important where you place this, because this is how you're going to be able to turn the light on and off. You'll be able to stick your finger through one of the eyes, one of the eye sockets, to turn the light on. And yes, I'm tracing a circle around Frankenstein, and then I am taking my X-Acto knife, and this part is a little tedious, but I honestly found it therapeutic. I just went over the line that I drew, that I traced, a bunch of times until I was able to pull off the part of the Frankenstein that I traced around. If that makes sense, you'll see here in a second. And then I'm taking my light that I got from the Dollar Tree and I'm using my green Sharpie and going over it. And then, of course, because this is how you're going to be turning it on and off, you don't want to have a green finger every single time you turn it on and off. So I'm taking some packing tape and just putting a little piece over top of the light so my finger won't turn green. And then I'm taking my X-Acto knife and cutting off the excess tape around it so the light isn't like sticking to it. It's just on the circular part of the light. I know that I am super awesome at explaining everything that I do. Once I have the tape on the light, I'm very carefully pushing the light into the Frankenstein head, and this is where you're going to want to hot glue the light in place. However, I want to mention that you need to be very careful not to glue the black part of the light onto the Frankenstein, because if the batteries die, you want to still be able to change them out. All right, I'm getting a little bit behind as always. So now I'm taking those little block pieces and I actually laid them out before hot gluing them to see what the design would look like on the wall that it projects, the little stripes that you see in the thumbnail of this video. Anyways, I initially thought that I was going to need 2 blocks, so stacking one block on top of the other, but really you only need 1 package. And I highly recommend only using 1 package and only sticking 1 block on there, because mine looks a little bit sloppy during the day because it just looks sloppy, okay? So just use 1 package of the blocks and then glue the top of the head onto the blocks, and this is the final result at nighttime. I love it. It is my absolute favorite DIY that I have ever made. Yeah, it's just really awesome and I'm super proud of it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this DIY because, again, it's one of the coolest things I have ever created. So now we are going to be moving on to the second DIY, and this second DIY was actually inspired by a Pinterest picture that I had seen. I seen this crow, I think it was a crow, I'll leave a picture on the screen, of a crow holding a light bulb, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could totally do that with one of the Dollar Tree rats. And so that is what I did. I went to the store, I picked up the supplies, I got this little rat from the Dollar Tree Halloween section, and then I got this book light from the hardware section, I do believe. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to tape the little light part with some packing tape. I just used packing tape because it's what I had on hand. If you don't have packing tape, I would definitely use masking tape instead, or even painter's tape if you have it laying around. But I'm covering up the light, and then I'm also covering up the switch on the light just so no spray paint gets caked in there. And afterwards you can take some acrylic paint and paint over it if you have some. This step is completely not necessary, but I really wanted the light to match the rat. Also, if you have white paint, you could potentially spray paint your rat white instead of spray painting the light. So that is also an idea. So here I am trying to do a light coat and emphasis on light coat of the spray paint. And then once the spray paint is all dry, I'm taking my wire cutters and I'm cutting off the white clamp on the battery lamp. That rhymed, and it was not on purpose. And then once I got that part off, I kind of wanted to see where I was going to put the light on the rat before I proceeded to do so. And I took my eyebrow scissors, because they're sharper than my regular scissors, and I made a little hole inside of the rat. I feel like that was morbid to say. But anyways, then I'm taking my, I don't even want to say regular scissors because I'm pretty sure those are hair scissors, but they turned into my crafting scissors because they're way sharper than my other scissors. Anyways, then I'm just making the hole a little larger with my crafting scissors, and I'm sticking the lamp wire thing into the rat. And then I'm going to do the very exact same thing that I just did on the bottom of the rat so that the lamp is stable. Initially, I was going to try and hot glue the rat onto the top of the lamp. Wait, what? No. Initially, I was going to try and hot glue the lamp into the first hole that I made onto the rat, but unfortunately it was a little bit too top heavy, and I figured that it would be a little bit more stable if I just pushed it all the way through down into the rat. And that is it. This DIY was super, super simple, but again, it's one of my top favorites, and I think this would look really cool on a bookshelf with some books. So yeah, here is the end result. Anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Bye!